What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is just a quick update on my, well, not really an update, but just a video on my M151a1. I've had it for several years now. I've done a bunch of work to this thing. When I got it, it was just a rolling chassis. The differentials were shot. Everything on it was just trashed. So I went through and rebuilt everything on it. I put an A2 power pack in it. When I got it, actually didn't even have an engine. So need to move this box. Okay. But this is a combination of an A1 and A2 that I've put together. Here's some 50 caliber links and a blank shell casing. There's some in the back. When I was shooting it off on the 4th of July. I still need to do some work to this thing. It's dirty right now. Need to clean it. I actually need to repaint this thing, or at least touch it up. You can see the original color there, and I painted it a Karch substitute green, which actually looked a lot better. But this thing's been sitting in my building for months, and I just hadn't had time to clean it. But I drove it the other day, and it was trying to cut off on me. So I think one of the problems might be this fuel filter here. If you can see that element in there moves around, and I don't know if maybe that was blocking the flow of the fuel. So I've got a glass filter I'm gonna put on there. I've got a second filter on right there. But like I said, this is an A2 power pack, which has a leaking gasket up there, which I really don't care about. I might go through eventually and just doll this thing up, clean it up some. I will definitely do that on my A2 project. I've got another A2 motor sitting way back over there. I've actually got two motors sitting back there. So when I put it in, I will make sure it's got good seals and gaskets, all that, all that happy, fun stuff in it. But it does have mechanical pickup pump. The A1s had an electric fuel pump, an in-tank electric fuel pump, and I never had a fuel tank that had one that was working. I've had several A1 tanks, but all the pickup pumps were bad. So these mechanical pumps are easier to find, so I went with that option anyways. Rebuilt carburetor. This has been converted to go away, since this was an A1, like I said, to go away from the generator system to an alternator. And there was a wiring harness that I'm sure you can still buy them, but it plugs in and converts it from a generator wiring harness to a alternator. Something else I've also done is I, of course, rebuilt the brakes. It has a brand new master cylinder, brand new brake lines all the way through, and also the wheel cylinders have been rebuilt. I rebuilt those, but instead of having the 1 inch in the front and 3/4 in the rear, I did 1 inch up front and 1 inch in the rear as well, and it works just fine. So a little bit more stopping power is not a bad thing. Also, another way you can tell that this is an A2 motor is A2 motors generally have 3 belts versus 2. I did adapt the A2 ropes system, the roll cage. I did adapt it for the A1. The only thing you have to do, you can either cut a hole back here where this plate is and bolt it, the bracket inside here, which was a pain. I didn't feel like doing that, so I just chopped this off, put a bracket on there, and went with it. I do have a hard top, which I'll probably put on my A2 mutt, and I'm probably not going to put a roll cage in my A2 mutt. I've got a second roll cage sitting back over there, in a tent back over there, well, a little shed, I should say, and I've got almost all the pieces for it. I think I'm missing a couple pieces. So, which I can get those. It's no big deal. But does have seat belts, roll cage in it. Of course, rear seat. It does have the pedestal. I've got a 50 caliber cradle on there for my M250 cal. This does have an A1 windshield frame on it. However, the windshield wipers do not work. That's not really a big deal to me, but eventually I will change these over to electric wipers. Just because the A1s, the A2s have electrical wipers, but the A2 windshield frames will not fit an A1 body correctly. So these mounts here are different, and these brackets are different between an A1 and an A2. So if you have an A2, like my mutt project back over there, which I can't really get to right now, it's an A1 front end and an A2 rear end. And I've got A1 or A2 fenders to weld onto it that were cut off of another Jeep. And so I'm eventually gonna weld those back on, and I've got all the other A2 stuff to complete that one over there and make it an A2. But these brackets here between an A1 and an A2 and these are different. And actually, I think it's actually just these brackets here are different between an A1 and an A2. So if you get an if you want to do an A2 conversion, you got to make sure you swap these brackets out, or else the windshield frame. Let me put this hood down. Or else the windshield frame is going to sit about like this. It's going to sit virtually straight up and down, about like that. Yeah, about right there. So your soft top won't fit correctly. Bows and all that stuff won't fit correctly either. So you've got to change these brackets out right here, and put either put the A1s on. Sorry about moving the phone like that. Either put the A1s on or change these brackets out right here. Which, if you're going to do that, switch these brackets. These are you're going to have to drill those bolts out. They're pinned in. They're flathead screws, but they're also pinned so they won't back out. Also, I do have the ropes. I'm sorry, not the rope system, but the deep water fording kit. It's not on here right now, but one of the brackets went right here, and then the pipe, or the bracket, the support bracket for the snorkel that comes up right here will bolt right here or right here. And I don't remember what that bolt hole was for, but it was either here or here, or maybe there. One of those two places. And the reason why you have to relocate it is if it's here, you can't fold your windshield frame down because, well, it gets in the way. So you have to relocate it to, you have to relocate the support bracket to the side of the vehicle, which you could leave it right there and be just fine. I don't know if that would interfere with the hard doors or the doors in general. I don't think it would, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh wait, that, I remember what that's for. That's the bracket for it to bolt the pipe up there. Yeah, that's right. So, like I said, I've got the fording kit for it. I also do have the heater as well. I've got a spare heater kit as well that I'm going to put in the A2 mutt, but it's sitting right down there. It's blowing a bunch of crap out. Just, I don't use it. It's, of course, it's worthless right now with no top and doors and stuff like that, but it's on there. That was kind of a pain to put in. So if you're going to put one of those in, expect to fight with it. I need to sandblast this Jeep, repaint it, do a little bit of body work to it. Like I said, when I got it, this thing was a mess. But it runs and drives. It's really fun. It's fun to drive. You can cruise at 55 miles an hour. These tires actually they're about to the point where I need to replace the fronts. Also did put the turn signals up on fenders. A lot of people will put them down here, get rid of the blackout lights there and there, and do that. Put them there, which I will do that on my M151a1 which you can see the grill right down there. I'll replace those two and have turn signals down there. Also do have the winterization kit for this as well. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I'm going to do some work to this thing, and eventually, probably after I finish the other project, I'm going to redo this Jeep. Body work and go through and clean it up, replace seals and things that I've neglected to do to it just because I've been busy and just not had the motivation to do it. But I'm going to pretty this thing back up, make it a good looking Jeep. So if y'all would like, subscribe, all that stuff, I'd greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment if you have any questions, whatever, and I will get back to you on that. And I appreciate it, and y'all have a great day.